Now, this is the second part to find the electric field intensity with the dielectric media. Now, here I take the formation of neutron. Everyone knows neutron formation, it consists of same charges of an electrons and the positive charges. Now you have seen this is the formation of neutron. It has same charge of positive and negative. In the core, it consists positive charges, outer surface is given by the negative charge, but they have same charges because neutron has no charge. So actually that the formation of neutron is summation of combination of same charges of positive and negative. Now you assume positive charge surface area radius is given by r and the outer radius is given by capital R. Now in this calculation, inner surface and outer surface radii are given by simple r and capital R. Right. Positive charge spreads in the dielectric media of radius r, and the negative charge consists of this radius capital R. Now here I am going to find the electric field intensity at distance x. Now first one, x greater than r. Now this is the method to write that electric field intensity. Phi equals phi. It is given by EA Q divided by epsilon naught. This is given by the definition and it is given by the right hand side is given by the Gauss law. And A is the area of the Gauss surface. Q is the algebraical summation of charge inside the Gauss surface. But when you write the value for this one, definitely you have to write the polarity. Right. Now x greater than r. X greater than, now this is the formation of neutron. Now x greater than r means this is the point out from the neutron. Now this is the Gauss surface. Now I label this point as T. Now here I am going to write that the value for T. E is given by 1/4 epsilon naught. Inside the Gauss surface total charge is 0. This is 0. Divided by x square. Actually don't need to write like this. When you write the Gauss calculation, now everyone knows inside the Gauss surface Q becomes 0 because the formation of neutron is same charges of positive and negative. So when I take the algebraical summation of charge inside the Gauss surface, that becomes 0 because charge of positive and charge of negative are same in the neutron. So E becomes 0 because 0 divided by any integer or any value should be 0. Now this is the electric field intensity at T. Now again write that W. Now you are seeing this point is W. I am going to write that electric field intensity at W. Actually no need to write this one because you have to draw that Gauss surface just after the second surface. Now when you take the algebraical summation of charges inside the second surface, again it gives same magnitudes and opposite polarities of charges. So finally algebraical summation of charges becomes 0. When it becomes 0, it becomes 0. Because 0 divided by any number equals 0. When we divide by A, again it becomes 0. EW also 0. Much more important calculation. Now this is second part. X equals R, capital R. Now third part is the much more important calculation in this question. Now X greater than simple R but less than capital R. Now First of all, we have to draw the Gauss surface to find this electric field intensity. Now, we check how do we draw the Gauss surface here now. Now, this is the Gauss surface. You have to draw that Gauss surface from here. Now, when I take the algebraical summation of charges inside the Gauss surface, I have to take total charge of Q and part of the negative charge. You assume positive charge is given by Q equals plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Negative charge is equals minus 1.6 10 to the power 19. Now this is the negative charge and this is the positive charge. Now here I am going to find what is the value for Q. Now, first of all, you have to find negative charges of this part. You have to find the total charge inside this strip, this shaded strip. Now, negative charge lies inside the volume. Now, this is the negative charge minus 1.6 10 to the power minus 19. The relevant volume is 4, 5. Now, from here to there R cube, from here to there simple R cube. Now, this is the relevant volume of negative charge. So, first of all, you have to find charge per unit area. So, your charge per unit area is 1.6 should be divided by 4 over 3, 5, capital R cube minus simple R cube. Now this is the charge per unit area, unit volume. Then multiply by necessary volume. Necessary volume of is this one. Should be multiplied by 4 divided by 3, 5. The distance from here to there x, because this is x. X cube minus simple R cube. Now because that the minus charge lies on this volume, this strip, this whole strip. So I told you to find charge per unit volume. This negative charge should be divided by that relevant volume, this strip. And again you have to multiply by the necessary volume. Necessary volume is this strip. Now this is the negative charge inside the Gauss surface. But again, this positive charge, you have to take whole positive charge inside the Gauss surface. Now, finally, we have to take the necessary charge as. Now this is the total charge inside the Gauss surface plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 minus 1.6 divided by R cube minus simple R cube into simple x cube minus R cube. Now this is the necessary charge inside the Gauss surface. This is the necessary charge inside the Gauss surface. Now we can write the value. Now we are going to find this one. Now phi equals phi. Now this is EA divided by Q divided by epsilon naught. Finally, we can write that E 1 over 4 phi epsilon naught. Now A means 4 phi r squared comes here. So R should be x now, x squared comes here. Now this Q is given by this value. 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. I take in front of the bracket, this is the common factor, 1.6 10 to the power minus 90. Inside the bracket, 1 minus x cube into r cube should be divided by capital R cube minus simple R cube. Now this is the value, and I take 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 in front of bracket here. Now should be divided by 4 pi x square. Epsilon naught remains here. This is the charge. This is the algebraical summation of charge inside the Gauss surface. Now this is the way to find that electric field intensity here. Now next part. Next part is when x equals r. It is very easy to find x equals r. At that time, that A is given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught r square, because A is given by 4 pi r square, epsilon naught remains here. Now we have to draw that Gauss surface here, because x equals r. Now x is here, it stops here. Now again you can write, you have to take that positive charge only inside the Gauss surface, it remains positive charge only. So finally it gives positive 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 9. Now this is the method to find that E. When x equals r, I mean that the point lies on the first surface. Last part, that is x less than r, it is very easy to find. First of all, you have to find the charge per unit volume, then multiply by necessary volume. So E is given by, now Gauss surface radius is given by like this is x. So this should be 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught x square, because that area of Gauss surface is 4 pi x square. 4 pi x square, epsilon naught remains here. When A comes here, Q should be divided by A. So that's why I wrote that 4 pi x square here. When it comes here, should be divided by A. Epsilon naught remains here. That also okay. Now again we have to find necessary charge inside the Gauss surface. I told you to divide by whole charge radius should be divided by positive charge only. Inside the Gauss surface, it remains positive charge only, should be divided by r cube for the charge per unit volume, and should be multiplied by x cube. Now again it remains E equals 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q x divided by r cube. Now this is the value when x less than. Now this is the method to find that electric field intensity outside from the neutron and inner side of the first strip and on the surface and inside the second strip. This is the method to find the electric field intensity.